the first stop on a road trip is always after some coffee. Dirty.
Hi you guys. How are y'all? I just realized I didn't heart.
Okay, let's see if this is working.
Hello.
Hello.
Test. Well, I have an easy question first.
Okay.
Like, what road trip song do you have to hear on a road trip?
Oh,
I know it's not board games, but
I have no idea.
do you need a minute to think about it?
Yeah. What about you? Why don't you say yours?
Well, we just heard we've been listening to pop rocks, right?
Yes.
So Tom Petty's "Free Fallin'" just came on. That's a good road trip song. That's what made me think about
Yeah.
it. So that one definitely for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it depends on where you're going.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes, like when we take a trip up to the Texas Hill Country,
Yeah, we have to listen to Texas country.
you got to listen to Texas country music. You got to listen to Willie. You got to listen,
Yeah.
to some Waylon. But like that doesn't fit when you're going to the beach.
Yeah. When you're going to the beach, you got to listen to, yacht rock type of music.
Yacht rock, 80s
Maybe.
yacht rock. That's Derek's.
Some Christopher Cross.
That's like all summer long you listen to that.
Yeah. It's only available during the summer.
That's true. It's a limited station.
So,
But you can make a playlist and listen to it all year.
yeah, that's true.
Like-
I don't know enough about soft rock to make a playlist.
Well, do you use Spotify?
No.
Okay, I don't either. I'm too old for that.
I exclusively use Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Just because
just
I know
wondering,
how to work it.
Because I know that some people do like their most listened to, and then they post at the end of the year, like, this is what, like, I think that statistics is really cool. But, but I don't know how to work it.
I listen, when I'm on a road trip by myself, like if I'm driving long distances, I usually don't listen to a lot of music. I usually listen to
silence.
I listen to podcasts mostly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Board game podcasts, or put it on YouTube and listen to discussions about board games.
See, I don't have the attention span for it. Like, I need 3-minute intervals of things to pay attention to.
Well, when we watched the Grammys, I didn't know who half of those people were.
That's true.
I guess I'm just out of the loop when it comes to music.
Well, pop stuff, maybe not. I'm not so
Yeah.
plugged in, but I like classic rock, so
Yeah.
I'll listen to that all day long.
Yeah.
Except for the Eagles.
Well, there's no particular song that I have to listen to on a road trip. I mean, I guess it just depends on where we're going. We're just stuck in traffic now.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a song that I would just have to listen to.
I can't either. So let's see what's on the radio. Speaking of, it's Derek's birthday tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow is my birthday.
So everybody wish him a happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early
thank
birthday,
you.
Dad, she says from the back seat. So another thing that brings to mind, so I was talking about like Spotify statistics. I was thinking about this earlier too, because we had our game night last night at Black Potion. And you guys were sitting around and playing Last Light. And
Yes.
there was 5 players.
Yes.
And of those 5 players, 3 of you pulled up your BGG stats and like timed it.
Yes.
And like put in the information of who you played with and like all of that jazz. So that's something I don't do either. I don't keep up with my board game statistics. So what is your opinion of obviously you have a positive experience and positive opinion of keeping up with it, but like what do you get out of that? Why do you spend so much time keeping up with those statistics?
Well, one of the things that even brought the idea to me is that if you have a Nintendo Switch, at the end of the year, they'll send you an email, and then you log on to Nintendo, and it tells you what was your most played game of the year, how many hours it was, and it divides things up.
Okay.
And I always thought that that was interesting because, it reminds you of a time when during the year where you played a lot of, like, for instance, Animal Crossing,
Yes.
or um,
I have like how
or
many
Tears of the
hours?
Kingdom. Yeah, you
How
have a
many
lot of
hours
hours.
logged at Animal Crossing? Like
And
1,700 or something
and
ridiculous.
how do you know that?
Oh, okay. So
Right?
yeah,
And so, but the thing about board games is that there is no, it doesn't log that automatically because there's not an electronic type of system.
right.
So I was listening to Board Game Barrage, which is a podcast, and they were talking about BG stats. So I went and I checked it out. I was like, oh, this is a good thing. This sounds like fun. And they were talking about New Year's resolutions for board gaming and stuff like that. So I didn't start doing it until last year.
Yeah.
And so last year I decided that I would log all of my board games. And it's fairly simple. And it provides pretty cool feedback as to what you played a lot of.
Yeah.
You know, uh, now sometimes, the quantity is more on games that are shorter. So, I mean, just because you played a game 8 times, like, we played No Mercy like 15 times
Yeah.
over the
Over the past
week or
and
so
a half. Yeah.
because we've had visitors.
In.
But it
It's a
doesn't
good
mean,
game too. It's a good solid game, especially for big groups.
but the game lasts like 20 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Whereas I've played Inventions 4 times over the past month, but I would venture to say that I spent more time playing Inventions than I played No Mercy.
That's true. Yeah.
So, an interesting thing about Last Light is, if you guys don't know, it's a 4X game, which those games tend to be really long, and so the 4X games.
This is the longest light
it is
ever.
A long light. This is the 4X of stoplights.
This is the 4X of stoplights.
But Last Light is a 4X game in under an hour, right?
Right.
Or that's the whole spiel. And the way that works is everybody takes their turns simultaneously. So last night or yesterday, I had mentioned it, and the board is amazing.
It's beautiful,
especially with all the upgraded components. Like,
it's beautiful.
I got Last Light at Gen Con in August last year, and I haven't gotten to play it much, just because it's really not a big 2-player game.
Right. Yeah.
But I got the all of, you had to buy the expansions with it, and then they had the upgraded planets with the sun that lit up, and I was like, well, might as well. I already took the plunge. Well,
Finally. Good night.
yesterday was the first day that I was able to use the expansion, because so many people were really interested. Because when you set the board up, everybody comes by and it's like,
oh,
what's
what is
going
this?
on here? What is this? And so we just really had a couple people that might have been a little turned off by the setup, because the setup is, it's a lot, if one person's setting it up. But anyway, so I was the only one that was familiar with the game, or I was the only one that played it. We have another gamer that comes to our events and we play with often, and he's really good about reading the rules and stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
So I would consider him fairly knowledgeable with what was going on. Anyway, we played that game. If I look at my BG stats,
you can tell exact.
It took us an
Exactly.
hour and 14 minutes with 5 people, 4 new
That's
players.
amazing.
So, you know, like I said, I don't. Nor I'm more of a Euro gamer. I like the Euro games the best, but I think that it's for someone who doesn't normally play 4X games. I think that this is a good game.
Yeah. What is another 4X? Because
Twilight Imperium is the quincentennial, no,
quincentennial.
the quintessential 4X
Quintessential.
game. I've never played Twilight Imperium because I hear it's like 6 hours long.
But it is on my bucket list.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play
We're
it.
gonna have to play it. You can only claim to like board games so much and not play.
Yeah, that's one we're gonna definitely have to play.
So this is another question that's come to mind. So we've been doing this YouTube thing for just a very short little jaunt. And we're trying to keep all of the videos at a reasonable length.
Yes.
Which means that you were talking about being a Euro gamer and being interested in those more complicated board games.
Yeah.
But we've not been able to film those because we've been afraid of those videos running so long.
Yeah, they'll be long.
What is the number one game that you would love to make a video about, like with a teach and a playthrough, that you're just too intimidated about how long the video would be? If you want me to go first,
yes,
I can go first. I would say any Lacerda game, but I think that the Gallerist, with it being so approachable and so like even people that have never played those heavy board games before, can come to the table and, if they're willing, learn to play that game in a relative amount of time with a relatively, moderate teach.
Yeah.
And the learning curve is very approachable. So I think that would be a good one to film, but I'm intimidated by it because I know that to teach it properly takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I just hate to make somebody sit through that if they're not willing participants.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think that the best game to start with for doing a Euro game on YouTube would probably be a Tiwa.
Okay.
Because it's interactive, one of my favorite Euro games is Arc Nova, but you're doing so much by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really get to interact, and we've only got so many cameras, and you've got a lot going on with your particular little section, so it'd be hard for everybody to see what was going on. But with the Tiwa, there's the actions are on the board, and you cover each one of them up, and so it's pretty interactive because you can get blocked out. You can, there's 3 meeples. It tends to go pretty quickly. So I would say that would probably be the one to do.
Yeah.
I really have enjoyed, and I hate that we haven't really played it in the month of February. Is Arborea.
Oh yes, we played that like 8 times in 10 days or something ridiculous when we first got it. Yeah, I saw that one on the shelf the other day, and I was like, that would be a very enjoyable play, something I would like to get to the table again soon.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Are there any that you're like absolutely
Castles of Burgundy? That'd be a good one.
Yes. Yeah, that would be a good one. Are there any that you're like, traffic again? Are there any that you would be like, I would love to film this, but I can absolutely not, like my brain would explode?
Weather Machine.
Oh, yes. Lots of strong opinions about Weather Machine.
Yeah.
with the people that we know.
Yeah.
I love it. I like
Well,
it.
it's really like if you're watching a video, you would just be trying to understand the gameplay if you wanted to play it, but I don't know that you would be able to be entertained by watching two people
Right.
play Weather Machine.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's another one we played a lot when we first got. We did the World Series of Weather Machine
Yeah.
over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
When we first got it, and I think the final score was 5-4 in favor of you.
Yes. Yeah.
I have since caught up in that 4-3. That's right. It's 7 games, not 9. I think I have since had my stats catch up to you though, but I would have to refer to your stats to know for sure.
Yeah.
See, I don't have to keep up with it because you keep up with it.
I do keep up with it.
Yes. And to be honest, when we first got Weather Machine, I was not too sure about it when we first played it. But that was our first Lacerda, period.
Yeah.
That was our first dipping our toe into that really heavy cardboard kind of culture that we've come to appreciate. It's like an acquired taste.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
when we went to, we didn't normally play games like that, but when we went to BGG 2 years ago, that's when we started jumping into those heavy games like that.
Yes.
We played Feast for Odin for the first time.
Love that. Still love it.
Yeah. And then we played Weather Machine.
She's singing. So, speaking of traveling songs, what do you think about this one?
This is a good traveling song.
Ramblin' Man. Allman Brothers Band?
Approved.
Approved.